And welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers with Ryan and
Anna.
In today's video, we're going to give our prediction on how much money Shang Chi is going to do this upcoming weekend. You don't want to miss the video, but before we get started, make sure you smash the like button and
subscribe.
It really helps out the channel. We just want 1 billion followers. That's it. We're not a greedy channel. We just want to be the biggest couple movie watcher in the game, okay? That's all we're asking for. And you don't want to miss this video, so stay tuned. Alright folks, we are back. Now, we're going to give our prediction on how much we believe Shang-Chi the movie is going to make this weekend. But before we get started, Anna, are you excited to watch this movie? What are your thoughts just watching the trailers?
I forgot how it goes.
Oh, okay, but are you excited to watch the movie at all, or do you care about it?
No.
Let me ask you this then. Are you a Marvel fan?
Yes.
What about this movie you don't feel hyped about? Like, what is it missing for you?
I don't know.
Interesting. And I'll follow up on that too. Like, I am optimistic. Hopefully this movie is good for me. When I ask people about this film, it doesn't matter who they are, age, ethnicity, background. I don't get any like real hype. Like, when I talk to people about it, they don't seem too interested in this film. I don't know what it is.
Just you talking about it. Basically, these characters came out of nowhere. And they were never there during that whole thing with, what's his name? Thanos, yeah. And it's just like, it just came off on the side saying that these are superheroes. But then I'm just like, where were they? So it's like, these are all unknown characters. And it's just not really, I don't know, for me, it just don't feel like interested in it.
You know, that's a good point. I was talking to someone yesterday. They said they'll watch it, but they're not really too thrilled to see it. I feel like there's no connection to the Marvel universe with this film. You do have, I believe, what's his name? The Abnormal, or basically the Incredible Hulk villain. But he was like a villain that no one cared about. He's actually in this movie as well. And you also have the guy from Doctor Strange in this movie as well. But I feel like they needed to introduce Shang-Chi Marvel Phase 4 with more of a bang. Even if you had like that connection with Samuel Jackson character, Nick Fury. Fury's trying to recruit Shang-Chi like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I think that would have helped out or something. Like you said, you don't feel like that connection to Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Well, they're not really connected to them, so why is this part of the series?
Yeah, and I feel like the whole Phase 4 ending Avengers with like killing off a lot of the main characters or making them old or just getting rid of them somehow, it's like you didn't pass the torch. A lot of time, like when you watch boxing or MMA, you want the new up-and-coming fighter to beat on a legend because that lets you know like, oh man, he beat so-and-so. It's kind of like passing the torch. In this movie, Shang-Chi, you don't feel like it's passing the torch to anybody. And two, the character was never really that popular. It wasn't a popular character to begin with. So when you're looking at the movie, it looks interesting, but you know, you don't feel that excitement. Because I just seen the preview for you as well, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, yeah.
And man, I feel like, ooh, I gotta see that.
That gave me goosebumps, yeah.
They gave me goosebumps. I'm excited to see it. You know, seeing that made me just forget about Shang-Chi and the Eternals, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, well, oh, those are Marvel films too, but it just feels like they're just so disconnected, right? At least with the Eternals trailer, they're trying to give you some connection saying, well, we didn't join the Thanos thing because we were told not to, so everybody could die. Peace. Here, Shang-Chi is like, well, where was he during this whole Endgame saga where all these things were going on? Why didn't he participate, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the thing that's going to be missing with this character, especially he's not a known character. And the more I read about it, it seems like he's really powerful. Some people say even more powerful than Incredible Hulk. So now you're like, well, he's that powerful then, and you missed this whole battle? Like, it's one thing he wasn't that powerful. He was like a Daredevil where, you know, you don't expect Daredevil to do much, or the Punisher, because these guys, you know, they're just regular human beings. But if you have that much power and the world is about to end, you need to get off your butt and do something. That's why, like, when you're watching the Turtles trailer, it's like half of the universe was killed. Like, why didn't you do anything? And I feel like this movie in Eternals, you know, coming off an Endgame, it's going to be hard to really connect the fan base. I think they did a poor job of just doing that. Also, I'm very skeptical about the early reviews from the critics. it's been getting like rave reviews. And I think about the Suicide Squad, the recent one, they gave that rave reviews. I thought it was a good movie, but it wasn't like, oh man, this is like game changer, Suicide Squad.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah, well, it was decent, you know.
But I'm just saying it wasn't like rave, what is it?
Rave reviews, like all the critics were saying. Yeah. So I'm very worried.
Makes me question their
judgment, right?
Their judgment. And they don't know how to like review a movie. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the audience reaction. Then you're gonna really know. But just talking to people, I don't feel the buzz, man. Like I don't feel it at all. It has like a lot of controversy where people are like mad at it for one reason or the other.
It's not even about that. It's about like the actual story.
You know, I think this movie's going to get hurt because it doesn't have a China release date at the box office, which Disney was banking on. And then it also has some controversy in China where some people don't want to see the movie in China, and it's catering to an Asian and Chinese market. So you're losing that. I feel like this is more like an Asian American film, not necessarily China per se. And even like my, you know, I don't feel like even the buzz for my, you know, being part Asian American and talking to my Asian American friends, I don't feel the buzz from them. Like I asked some of my friends, they're like, whatever, you know, kind of lukewarm. Everybody's kind of just like, at best, I'll watch it, but they're not excited about it. And I'm just hoping for a good film when it comes to Shang Chi. But when you look at the box office prediction, let's look at some of the predictions from our other ones. So Black Widow came out during this whole crisis that we're going through now, and that opened up with $80 million opening weekend, which is a huge box office, especially now. It definitely fizzled after that, but it opened up for $80 million for reference. But Black Widow is an established Avenger, right? So people know who she is. But let's look at other movies. The Incredible Hulk, that did $55 million, which has the villain in that movie in this movie. Thor Part 1 did $65 million. Ant-Man did $57 million. Ant-Man and the Wasp did $75 million opening weekend. So Doctor Strange did $85 million. So the expectations are really high. Even if you look at Black Panther, that did $200 million opening weekend. So the expectation...
But these are all like numbers before COVID, no?
All except Black Widow, which did $80 million.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving like different reference points. I think for me, if this movie does above $50 million, that's a solid opening weekend, you know, for a Marvel film. Even though it'll be on a low end, but it'll be close to, you look at $50 million, I think is good. Because at the end of the day, it carries the Marvel brand. People are willing to still go to the movies for a movie they want to see. If you look at Black Widow,
people just want to go see it because it's part of the Marvel, right?
Yeah. So if this movie
because of the franchise.
Because of the franchise, I think if this movie could crack $50 million opening weekend, that would be a huge success. Anything below $50 million, I think, will be a failure. At worst, it has to crack $40 million opening weekend. But that's how I see this film. You know, at least has to do half of what Black Widow did, $40 million.
I would say 42.
They even be considered okay. Because you got to look at Black Widow even opened up on Disney Plus. So a lot of people stayed home and watched Black Widow at home with their family. This movie is only going to be at theaters only. Yeah, so you look at Black Widow, that number is actually even lower than what it should be. I think this movie have to do $40 million plus to be a success. But what's going to be your prediction? What's your official prediction for Shang-Chi? Looking at all the data points and numbers. I'm
going to still say 40.
You think it's going to hit 40?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a good prediction. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to say 60. A part of me want to say like 45, like in the 45 million range. But because when I talk to people, I don't feel anybody excited to see this movie. I don't feel any like that buzz. But the critics are out there saying that it's a really good film. But I don't feel anybody that's really on a bandwagon on that. It's hard. It's a very hard thing to say because I don't know who's going to really come out and support the film on opening weekend. This movie may have legs and last a while, especially if it's really good. And over time, it could do well. But opening weekend, oh man, you're saying 40? Should I say 45? A part of me thinks it'll hit for like 45 million. But another part of me want to say like 35 to 38 million, which will be a failure.
But you never know because a lot of the time, the ones that we don't get hyped, like, you know, the Godzilla versus
Kong. I was hyped about that.
You were hyped about that one?
I was super hyped about that.
I don't know. For me, I wasn't really that hyped, and I ended up loving it. So maybe it might be a good one. I don't know. Depending on how they put it together.
Yeah. Well, right now it's not about is the movie good or bad. It's how much money we think it's going to open up with.
But that's what I'm saying. It all depends of like the first people that go see it, and then if they like it, and then more people go and see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So but how many of those people think are actually going to go the opening weekend and watch it? You know, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. A part of me want to say 35 to 38 million. That's where I feel like it's going to go below 40, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt to say it opens with 45 million because it has the Marvel brand. It's exclusive to movie theaters, and it's been getting rave reviews by critics. So hopefully it's a good movie, and the movie will have legs. So I'm going to go with 45 million opening weekend.
Final offer?
That's my final offer. You say 40, I say 45. Because you never know. Because Jungle Cruise is actually doing really well. I didn't think Jungle Cruise was going
to
do well at all. It actually has legs. It opened up to like 29 million. It's on Disney Plus as well, and people are still going to the movie theaters to watch it. That movie looked kind of lame to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I don't think there was an audience for that. But I think there's always an audience for The Rock. He's a huge star.
I think that's what it needed. Like somebody known to be in that movie. Like, I mean, obviously Doctor Strange was there, but he wasn't really that popular. I mean, he wasn't really, like, the main guy in the
You mean
Marvel.
Doctor Strange's sidekick?
Oh, the Doctor Strange sidekick.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but yeah, Doctor Strange is not in this movie.
Oh, the other guy.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that he was in there. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be somebody known. Like, one of the main characters to be in there. That way, people could go and watch it. Like, oh, so how is he involved in this?
Yeah, but this is like an origin movie, so yeah.
I'm just like putting all things together because now in that preview with the Spider-Man one, you see him leaving. Mm-hmm. That's where he leaves to go with them, right?
Probably. We probably
that's
wouldn't know.
Like that's why like when we're talking about it right now, it's just kind of like connecting everything in my head.
Yeah, and that probably would have helped if Spider-Man came out first and then Shang-Chi, because then you can say, oh, that's the guy from Spider-Man, and now he's in Shang-Chi. You see the connection, because we haven't seen that guy in a long time. Doctor Strange, the first movie was years ago, so that character wasn't very known then. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you needed that extra boost. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm gonna go 45 million. I'm gonna stick with 45 million. At the end of the day, it is a Marvel film. And anything below that will be very, very disappointing. So I'm going to say 45 million, man. Let us know your thoughts below. How well you think this movie is going to do opening weekend. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, tell a friend. This is Couple Movie Watchers. Any final words?
Peace.
We're out.